the facts.
A production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
Jamaica, we have been tested before, and every time we rise. Together, we will rebuild stronger, safer, and united. Hope lives here. The time by the office of the Prime Minister is...
It's 7 minutes after 9.
You're inside the Consumer Hour with Nora Gay Banton.
Good morning to you. It is Friday, January 16, 2026. We are alive and well, and for that we give God thanks. Good morning to you. If you're listening on the 90 FM band, 90.3, 90.5, 90.7, or 90.9, thank you so much for joining us on your radio. We appreciate your company there. If you are listening and watching on our YouTube channel, good morning to you. The channel is Nationwide 90 FM Live 2. That's Nationwide 90 FM LIVE with the number 2 beside that. So go on over there and subscribe if you have not done so already. I want to say good morning to Albert Morgan, who I'm seeing first in the YouTube chat this morning. Also seeing there Merlene Russell, good morning to you as well. Ryder 40, good morning to you. Ines Campbell Murray, Grace Price, Errol Townsend, Sonia Hutton, good morning to you all. Who else am I seeing there? Cherry Care, Roger Smart, good morning to you as well. Donna Johnson, all of you over there in the YouTube chat. Big up on yourself every time. If you are listening from our mobile app, Revo News, available for free on the Google Play and the Apple App Store. Morning to you as well, and those on our website, whether you're listening or watching there, revonews.ai. Good morning to you as well. Thank you for making it Nationwide 90 FM. We are outside this morning, like literally. It's not like one of those outside broadcasts where we're like inside a building, or no, we are outside, like just outside. We are at border St. Elizabeth. You know, that's right on the border of St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland. And we are here for the official reopening of the business kiosks and shops. So, you know, right about where you get the fish and the festival and the lobster and the things them. And the bammy and the things them, yeah. So they have given them some nice structures there along that stretch with their names, and similar to what they did at Hero Circle. So it's very nice, very structured. Names of each business is there, and each of the kiosks have a nice shed and a structure. Everything, it looks wonderful, and we are here for the official reopening of that. Of course, we are due to hear from the Prime Minister. I believe he will be giving the keynote address. Of course, the Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Senator Aubin Hill, he will also be speaking as this venture is being spearheaded by the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce. And also Minister Floyd Green will be addressing the reopening. So all of that will be brought to you during Cliff Hughes Online, hosted by George Davis today. But during the Consumer Hour, in the meantime, we will be taking your calls up until about 9:30. And at 9:30, I did let you know yesterday that we will be having someone from Kingston Wharves Limited to talk to us about the backlog that we've been hearing about from our listeners, and that will happen at 9:30. We'll be speaking with the manager of marketing and client services at Kingston Wharves Limited, Simone Murdoch. That's at 9:30. In the meantime, the phone lines are open for you. If you have any consumer-related matter, you can give us a call. Let me remind you of the numbers to call: 876-630-9371, and that goes up to 4. So it's 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and there's also 618-6730. So you can give us a call. We'll see how best we can address those issues for you. And up until 9:30, when we have that interview regarding the issues at the wharf. All right. So I see in the YouTube comments, Grace Price said, "Bring back some fish for me." I hope I get some fish. Even though I'm not too want raw myself, but I guess I can eat it before, and then clean up and wash and them something there, and then leave. Herman says, "Yes, I want to hear, because my barrel was sent in November and no word. I visit Jamaica and come back to the US and still no word." So yes, we will be talking to the representative from Kingston Wharves about that that issue, and we'll hear what they are doing to address the issue, working with the other stakeholders to fix the problem that currently exists, where there is clearly a backlog. I just want to say, though, before we go to the break, that coming to St. Elizabeth, journeying here, I saw someone saying in the YouTube chat that Jamaica is open for business, and it is indeed so. It is great to see, first of all, nature. Of course, that we know that nature would automatically rebound, automatically come back, because that's how nature is. It's gonna replenish, and so it's good to see those trees that were down, that were completely stripped of all the leaves. I saw some trees that you could tell that those trees were stripped, coming back with even fruit now. Saw some ackee trees that obviously they weren't that slender and sparse with leaves, but they're coming back. There's ackee on them, there's leaves on them. We drove through Holland Bamboo, of course, and I was saying to George and the other guys in the car, Nigel and Kim Harley, that the bamboo look like it all come back thicker than before, like the little clusters that are coming back, they look very lush and thick, and it just goes to show the resilience of nature. And among that, you could also see the resilience of the people, building back, fixing back their roofs. The little shops that were blown away, they're being built back, and they're coming back slowly but surely. Business in the town is not back 100%, of course, because there are some businesses that are still completely closed, but people are out, a little porridge man here, a man out there sells socks and rag and some little stuff. Some of the major businesses reopen, the juices, some supermarkets, and things are getting back to normal, and it's very good to see the children also in their uniforms, because I know that for some time, especially in the latter part of 2025, many of them could not wear uniform to school because they did not have any electricity, or they probably their homes were destroyed, and they had to get that back on track. So it's good to see the students in their uniforms going back to school. We also saw one of the rural buses passing us with some students in it. So things are back on track and getting there, and this event that we're at today is testament to that. And it's just, it was encouraging to see the restoration, and not to mention the JPS teams, plural, out there working. Darrell Vasse, bus after bus. We saw truck after truck after truck after truck. JPS workers out, getting the poles up, getting the wires restructured, and everything is going. And we're getting there. We're getting there. So we're gonna take the break now. When we come back, open the phone lines for you until about 9:30. At 9:30, we'll have a representative from Kingston Wharves.
Jamaica Post is committed to being your preferred logistics partner. Enjoy the convenience of 3 to 5 days for international shipments at competitive rates and next business day delivery for local packages. Take advantage of our fast, reliable and ever-evolving services: zip mail, click and ship, fast track, EMS, parcel service, registered mail, corporate mail service and private letterbox. Access customer service support and track packages online. Visit our post offices island-wide and premium service centers at select locations. For more information, go to jamaicapost.gov.jm. Conditions apply.
Come into the parlor, there's a welcome there for you.
Welcome to the Mayor's Parlor with Desmond McKenzie.
From 1 to 6 p.m. every Sunday, you'll now get more of your favorite vintage music.
Put your head on my shoulder.
Nationwide 90 FM will transform your Sunday into a musical time machine that will take you way back.
Come with me. Let's go back in time.
This magic moment.
Journey into yesteryear with Desmond McKenzie in the Mayor's Parlor.
I've got the music to jog your memory and make you smile.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the best in vintage music.
Come into the Mayor's Parlor every Sunday between 1 and 6 p.m. here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
Those oldies but goodies reminds me of you.
Turn up the heat with Hot Listing, Nationwide 90 FM's new on-air and online classifieds feature. If you have a car for sale, room for rent, or yard sale come up. If you look at work or need stuff. If you provide a service, make it a Hot Listing, Nationwide 90 FM's new on-air and online classified segment. Your listing plays again and again. From morning till evening. You sing it, we play it. You say it once, Jamaica hears it all day, every hour. Contact our sales team now at 876-630-1210 or sales at nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Hot Listings on Nationwide 90 FM, a new revolution in media.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. You're back here inside the Consumer Hour on Nationwide 90 FM. I am Nora Gay Banton, and we are outside this morning. We are at Border St. Elizabeth. We are here for the official reopening of the business kiosks and shops here at Border St. Elizabeth, right where you get the fish and the lobster and the bami and the festival and all of that goodness. They are getting official shops. Their sheds are looking real nice, very labeled, and everything is nice and look neat and as it should be. So that's why we're here. Of course, the Prime Minister keynote address will be given by the Prime Minister. We're due to hear from the Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Aubin Hill, and also the Minister of Agriculture, Floyd Green. All right. Just before I take any calls, yesterday, Michelle brought to my attention a video of an incident that happened in Spanish Town. And for our YouTubers, Michelle, you can just have the video running. For our YouTubers, you can see what's happening. But for our listeners, I'll describe essentially what's happening. It's raining in Spanish Town, and so when it rains for an extended period, the road surface is covered with water, and so for the motorists, potholes, if you don't know where they are, you might fall in them. Now, this woman was walking in Spanish Town trying to, it seems, cross a road, and she fell into a drain. Not completely, but about half her body went down into the drain. Afterwards, whoever had the camera there, when the rain died down and the water was gone, they showed the condition of the drains in Spanish Town, right by KFC. The covering of the drain, some of the panels are missing, and so you have open areas along the surface where either your valuables can drop in or you can drop in, which happened to this lady. Now, I don't know how hurt she was, but I know if it's even a scrape on her foot, she got some damage to her body. And I am using this opportunity to call on the mayor of Spanish Town, Mayor Norman Scott of Spanish Town. This is unacceptable. This woman fell in partially. It could have been a child, and that child would have gone in fully, because the drain is wide enough for a small child to fall in. The panels, as I said, on top of the drain, all of them are not there. If you're on YouTube, you would have seen the video. And there are other areas where there is nothing there. Some part of the drain not covered properly. We cannot have this. So I'm once again calling on Mayor Norman Scott, the mayor of Spanish Town, to do something about the condition of these drain covers. It could have been worse. As I said, it could have been a child. And we are using this opportunity because I know the complaints about Spanish Town are many. While you address this issue with the drains, Mayor Norman Scott, the sewage water that runs along the roadway, the condition of some of the roads in Spanish Town, just the overall cleanliness of Spanish Town needs to be addressed. It doesn't look good. It doesn't smell good either, I'll add. I don't travel to Spanish Town very often, but I don't like to be there. It's not very welcoming. Mayor Norman Scott, this is your responsibility. The drains, they fall under the municipal corporation. And so that needs to be addressed. We do not want another incident where it rains, you are not able to see the cover of the drain, and someone falls in again. The drain covers need to be fixed, and the town needs to be cleaned properly. The roads need to be fixed. Mayor Scott, once again, you're up. You are up. We can't have this. We cannot have this. You know, when I saw the video, my mind immediately went to the fact that that could have been a child. Well, not fact, but the possibility of that being a child. And if it was, the story would have been very different this morning. I don't know when that happened. It seemed to have been posted recently. All the comments are very recent. And so we are once again calling on Mayor Norman Scott. The drains in Spanish Town, especially those drains close to KFC right there, where that lady fell in, they need to be addressed ASAP. ASAP. Let me remind you of the numbers to call. 876-630-9371. That goes up to 4. So that's 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-6730. We may only have time for one call if there are any calls this morning. Just to remind you that at 9:30, after our 9:30 break, we will be speaking with the Marketing and Client Services Manager at the Kingston Wharves Limited. We are talking about the current backlog, or is there a backlog? What is happening at Kingston Wharves based on the calls we've been receiving and some comments in our YouTube chat. Let's take one call. That's the only that's all we have time for this morning. Andrew, good morning. Good morning, Andrew.
Morning. How you do?
I am doing good. How are you?
I am good, except I'm having some problems with flow.
Mm-hmm.
You may remember I called last July and spoke to Mr. Hughes, and he put me on to you because since March last year I wasn't getting the full usage of my postpaid data. Within 24 hours of talking to you, Flo contacted me. I'm trying to cut it short. And we exchanged about 4 emails between July and September. They sent me into the local store, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Nobody has been able to fix the problem. I didn't hear from them again until December when I reached out to them again. They sent me an email telling me to explain the problem. We had long past that. So I wrote back to them saying, I don't need to explain the problem. If you look at the email thread, you see the problem. But the long and short of the story, since March, 10 months now, I haven't been able to use my data on my postpaid from Flow. And I have to pay the bill every month because if I don't pay the bill, I can't make calls. They're going to disconnect it. And Flow has not been able to fix the problem for me.
So what are you getting from it? Just the call, the mobile, just the minutes?
The call, local and international call.
Yeah.
But to be completely transparent, sometimes I get access to the data. But for example, if I am streaming something, like if I get it for a minute, and I'm being specific now, for the next 30 seconds, it's gone. And that will happen like 4 times in every 5 minutes. And they have acknowledged the problem. They have sent me into the local Flow store to talk to somebody. They have tried fixing it. It hasn't been fixed. About 20 times, the customer service rep I talked to on their customer service line has tried to fix it. It has not been fixed. But if there's a problem, which they have acknowledged, there must be a solution to it. And I've been having this problem for 10 months. Why can't they fix it?
I'm wondering if it's maybe a problem. I'm wondering if it's a problem with the device itself. I don't know if that could be a possibility.
They suggested that. I've tried it in 2 other devices.
And it still doesn't work?
It still doesn't work. There is an issue though. This is what I have gleaned from the situation. I believe that because of the plan that I am on, they say it no longer exists. Because when I went into the store, they said that the only way they can fix it is to wipe that plan off and to give me another one, which I will have to pay 3 times the cost of this plan.
So how are you paying? How are you continuing to get a bill for a plan that doesn't exist?
Well, that's a problem. I spoke to somebody else and they said that I should contact the OUR. I don't know if that's...
Yeah, but hold on. But clearly, the problem lies there. Because if the plan that your phone is on, Flow, no longer offers it, or what? I don't understand.
They no longer offers it.
So
they know what the problem is.
Probably that's why you're not... so you need to go on the next best plan for you.
But I have to pay, they said the next best one, which is in the same category, or similar category with the same things I get now, is going to cost me 3 times this plan, and I have refused to pay 3 times.
Well, but I think that's where your problem lies then. Either you're going to have to probably change networks or go back prepaid. I don't know, but if you are using a plan that Flow has clearly stated they no longer offer, I think that's where your problem lies.
Yes, it is. They haven't...
But then if you stay on that plan, your problem won't be fixed.
But I don't think it's fair that because of a problem of theirs, I will have to pay 3 times what I'm paying now for my bill.
No, but it's not a problem of theirs.
Yes, because they're the one that cut out the plan.
Yeah, but that's not a problem for Flow. It's a change in their structure.
Well, they didn't inform me of the change.
Well,
I just find the problem.
You can argue that point, but it still takes us back to the problem at the base, which is the plan no longer exists. And so you are getting the minutes because the calls, because I guess that's easier to that's on all the plans. So the calls, that works. But if the plan no longer exists in Flow's system, then it's clear that they are not servicing your phone properly because they have not recognized that plan.
You hear what you say? They are not servicing my phone properly, so they are...
Yes, because they don't recognize that plan because they no longer offer it.
So it is their problem, and it's their problem to fix, not to tell me to pay 3 times what I am paying now.
I don't think you're understanding. It's not a problem. But it's not a problem for them to fix. The fact of the matter is they no longer offer this plan. They've changed their structure. We can argue with Flow that they failed to properly inform you that they are no longer offering this plan. But the issue you've been having for 10 months, I think we found the root of the problem. And I think the solution for you is either get on a plan that currently exists or change your provider.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
I really don't want to change provider, but I have considered it. That's one. And 2, there is supposed to be a rebate because I've been paying for this service for 10 months and I have not been getting it. We have discussed that as well. Mm-hmm. We have discussed that as well.
Yes.
But they said they cannot give me a rebate until the problem is fixed. Which obviously they know the problem can't be fixed because they no longer offer that plan. I didn't tell them to cut out the plan. If they're going to cut out the plan, they should inform me and transfer me over to something else seamlessly. They have not done that, so they have caused me a lot of frustration as well. And it's a case that they cannot win if I should go to the OUR or wherever else.
But when you say, but you are not willing to be transferred to what else they have to offer?
Okay. I spoke to Clive Mullins about it as well. I can call his name. And he says that because they cut out the plan, from a legal perspective, they should not and cannot force me to pay 3 times or any more.
You are correct. You are correct. They cannot force you. But look at where it's gonna leave you. They cannot force you to buy a new plan, and I agree with you that Flow has probably breached the contract by not informing you that this plan will no longer exist, not properly servicing your phone because you continue to pay for it each month. But I'm saying, let's be realistic here. Flow has recognized the issue. Flow has given you the option they are willing to offer. You continue for 10 months with this issue, and the option they are willing to offer you, you are not willing to go on it. Flow is simply going to leave you. You see what I'm saying?
I'll contact the OUR because I don't agree with the analysis. Not the analysis, but the perspective that you are taking. It is their problem. They have caused the problem. They should fix it and give me a rebate.
No, but I don't disagree that the problem should not be fixed, you know. I don't disagree that the problem should be fixed. What I'm saying is...
culpable in any way. I am not culpable in any way. They are culpable 100%.
And I am not saying that you're culpable. I'm just saying that if you are realistic and you follow the pattern of how Flow has been treating you, you may very well end up be in the same issue from months to continue. That's what I am saying. If we assess how Flow has been operating with you, that's what I'm saying. I don't disagree with you. I agree. Flow is responsible. Will Flow take responsibility? That's the question I am asking. And that's where I want you to assess it.
I understand what you're saying. The last thing I'm going to say is I've planned for 10 years, by the way. And I've been postpaid for 22 years. But separate and apart from that, the last time I had a problem with Flow was 2018. And I had to contact Stephen Price. And so that is what I'm going to do now.
Well, you may very well end up there again, my brother. All right, that's all the time we have for that call. We are way beyond the break. My apologies for that. We're going to take a break and come back with that interview with Kingston Wharves Limited.
Spectrum Insurance Brokers provides quality insurance coverage and risk management services. The time by Spectrum Insurance Brokers Limited, setting the industry standards, is...
It's 9:39. Welcome back to the Consumer Hour here. As I promised earlier in the program, we do have Manager of Marketing and Client Services at the Kingston Wharves Limited, Simone Murdoch, online with us to talk to us about what our callers or listeners have been bringing to our attention, what they are calling a backlog, major delay in receiving items sent to Jamaica from overseas. Good morning to you, Ms. Murdoch.
Hi, good morning, Norgay. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate you responding to our request. Let's start with what is the current situation at Kingston Wharves Limited. Well, let's not start there. If you could help us with understanding the process when someone sends a barrel, a box, whatever, from overseas to Jamaica. Help us understand the process that it goes through.
I'll dive into that quickly, but I just wanted to set the context as well, so that as proceed with the discussions, we have the context of how of Kingston Wharf Limited role in the entire shipping process, right?
Right.
So Kingston Wharf, of course, it has been a major part of the Jamaican fabric for many years. We had a distinct achievement of celebrating our 80th anniversary last year, so we have been here from WAPI, right? And we are committed to the efficient and reliable movement of cargo in Jamaica. We have been through many a test, many a hurricanes, many other natural disasters, and other major challenges for Jamaica, and we have stepped up to the plate. Similarly to the hurricane, Kingston Wharf is a part of a port ecosystem. We have the distinct pleasure, and sometimes not so much a pleasure, of having the name Kingston Wharf Limited. That is our registered company name, and we are one of many companies in the wharf, in the port ecosystem, and a role that we are glad to play as a multi-purpose terminal. So at Kingston Wharf, because we're multi-purpose, we are doing containers, we are doing barrels, we're doing boxes, we're doing lumber, we're doing steel, we're doing motor vehicle, we're doing trucks. So we have the nature to support the country in a broad spectrum after a major hurricane like Melissa. So within that context now, we have been supporting in terms of the national recovery, in terms of containerized cargo, which has not had the delays of what we would consider our warehouse operations, because it is more of a throughput. Containers come off a vessel, land, etc. So we have been supporting in terms of moving relief cargo as quickly as it can inland to get to those who need it most, right? We have also been doing breakbulk, motor vehicles, a lot of the trucks, etc., that are being used by the utility companies to help with the recovery have come through Kingston Wharf and the support, in addition to the distribution of relief goods, right? We now come to where a lot of the complaints will be, because we also operate major warehouse facilities. We are one of many players, but certainly we have a substantial amount of the warehouse capacity in Kingston. We would also remember that because the western side and the western ports were heavily affected by the hurricane, Kingston was up first. So we were back at work on the Thursday following the hurricane.
Right.
And because we are very close to the United States, and many of our lines are coming out of what we call the eastern seaboard of America, Kingston Wharf is one of the first ports in sight to get goods in, and we're very glad to play that part. So the first set of cargo that would have come in, relief, along with other things that would have been scheduled, would have come into our warehouse. And then, of course, there was the announcement of the relief cargo wave exemption for cargo coming to Jamaica by Jamaica Customs, well, by the government of Jamaica. And we had another wave of cargo coming in. So we had the immediate and the emergency cargo coming into our warehouse. Then we have now the relief cargo. One of the things that we would have found out in having discussions with our customers is that when they heard the announcement about duty-free items, the assumption was made by many that everything was free. Not to say that the persons having issues now, because many of the persons having issues now are perhaps not even relief cargo, but because that wave of cargo came in first, and we have a finite space. Whatever warehouse you set up, you have a finite space. That cargo, for the most part, has been slow in collection. That first wave of personal relief cargo has been very slow in collection. So now that we have our relief or our Christmas cargo that would have normally come in, and as well more relief cargo coming in, because there is no takeout, the take in of additional cargo from container has been very slow.
And when you say slow in collection, you mean those who they belong to are taking some time to come for them?
Correct. Yes. So persons have been very slow in clearing. So that turnaround that you want in the warehouse space, to be always putting new cargo in, we have not been afforded that this season. And of course, as I said, Kingston Wharf is one of many companies. But what we have done from November 14th, having headwinds of what we expected to happen, we have had extended stripping operation, extended opening hours. We opened every Saturday from November 29th right to December 23rd in order to give more persons access to the warehouse. Normally, we would have appointments as well for persons to come in. We were so eager to have persons come in. We said, look here, we understand that not everybody having phone connections. Just come. Once you come and we can access the cargo, you can have it delivered. So we have been doing that. Of course, with the new year, we are still running. We're still running a backlog because currently we estimate that we're running a backlog between 2 and 3 weeks. So we are stripping things that would have arrived just before Christmas now in order to deliver to our customers. But what we are still doing is that we're still extending our operations hours on the back end. Our team have been dealing with on average 500, 600 customers per day. And I want to share that it's not small items. It's barrels that sometimes weigh from 150 to 200 pounds. So the team has been going non-stop to make sure that we can deliver. And of course, in delivering such large items at the scale, at the consistency that we have been, it takes time. And we understand that persons would have had their usual Christmas plans, but that cargo, we are just moving into that cargo now because of what had taken place between the beginning of November into December.
Miss Murdoch,
so please, let me go ahead and you can let me know what your customers have been saying. You're
right. So based on what you said regarding the collection of items coming in after they are processed, what is the policy? What's the procedure at Kingston Wharves for items that come in and have not been collected within a certain time? Is there no storage facility that they are moved to until collected so that new cargo can come in, or do they just stay there until collected?
So Kingston Wharf operates a public bonded warehouse, and all items coming into Jamaica, until the duty is paid for it, it is really under the purview of Jamaica Customs Agency, right? Before, Kingston Wharf doesn't have the purview to go and move cargo from in the current bonded space to anywhere, because they're, as we said, bonded goods, and of course the government of Jamaica / Jamaica Customs Agency has oversight for that. What the operations of a public bonded warehouse says, based on the Customs Act, is that consignees, the owners of the cargo, they have 14 days to collect that cargo. However, knowing the sensitivity of Jamaica and Jamaicans and pay cycles, and especially the sensitivity that this is relief items, these are goods coming for people in need. The usual takeout of goods to what we call a Queen's warehouse, which is where the government would take the goods to store it and then thereafter auction it, has been delayed, because the intention, or the best intent, is that we want the intended use of this cargo coming to the country to be for the persons who needed it most. So that usual outtake that would have happened before Christmas was delayed, because we wanted the persons who the cargo was sent to have the opportunity to do so. Now that we have had the Christmas and the backlog continues, We are working with Jamaica Customs to move up that date in order to move that cargo to their facilities. But even in doing so, Norgay, the Queen's warehouse as well is a finite space. So then they will have to quickly go into auction. But that is not my part to discuss. Our part is how we operate our warehouse, right? So we have been extending how we use our warehouse, optimizing how we use our space in order to make the cargo available. And in executing that, that leads to some delays in delivery. But the cargo was sent for persons in need, and we want it to have the intended purpose of getting to the persons in need.
Right.
But as we said, we are in discussion to move out, and as that cargo move out, we will have more cargo coming in. But the highlight for us is that at Kingston Wharf, we have the goal that within the next 2 weeks, we want to clear all of our December cargo. That is our goal.
Oh.
And we've also
well, that would mean the people who have things there from November should be getting them next week then.
Over the next 2 weeks, once the cargo would have arrived in December, especially those pre-Christmas cargo, we intend to have them available in that out of the container. Today in the paper we published some information in terms of our contact listing, and as I said, we do multiple lanes of business. So persons who would be doing containers, there's a number for them to contact. Persons who are affected, which I think the majority of your listeners are, warehouse customers with small well, for us it's small, but lumps with barrels, boxes, pallets, personal cargo. That would be a number for them as well that they can contact. We also have a contactless service, an online service called Click and Collect. There's a number for that, so that they can submit their cargo to that department, so that they can manage and monitor. And once the cargo is available, they would do the necessary processing, the persons pay online, and it would be a pickup service. So we've basically thrown everything that we have in our toolbox at this problem. It is a significant problem. We're not saying that, but it's a significant problem throughout the industry. And we also want to add that, that we have many customers, persons who say Wharf, but sometimes it's Montego Bay, sometimes it's other companies. But for Kingston Wharf, we want to ensure that our customers know that how to reach us. And those numbers are published, and I can share with you here as well.
Yes, please go right ahead and share those numbers.
All right. So for our warehouse operations, you can contact our customer care unit at 876-618-1068 or 876-923-9211, and they are available from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily. We also have an email, customer.services, that's customer.services@kwljm.com. For persons who have warehouse cargo and are interested in doing that online, you can contact our Click and Collect agents. There's a website, clickandcollectja.com, and they have a WhatsApp number, 876-577-8905. As I said, those numbers are published online, and we'll also have them posted on our social media pages, which is our Facebook and our Kingston Wharf pages on Instagram as well.
And that Click and Collect website is spelled how?
ClickandCollectja.com. So it's an N, just a N.
Okay, and not and.
No, right. Not and. Click andcollectja.com. And as I said, they have a WhatsApp number as well, 876-577-8905.
And your social media pages?
Social media page is Kingston Wharf on Instagram and the same on Facebook.
All right.
Kingston Wharf. And of course, we have a website as well, because once you go on our website, and we have a for those persons who are so minded and have that information, because shipping space is not necessarily the most uncomplicated space. It's very professional in terms of the language we use and the processes that have to be done. So sometimes we admittedly know it can be overwhelming for the average personal importer. And so what we do is offer this service, click and collect, at no additional charge, so that we can help persons through the process. But certainly if we have customers, especially regular customers, who know what a bill of lading number is and they know theirs, they can go on our website, which is as well kingstonwharves.com, and Wharves is WHARVES. There are icons on the right-hand side that show you online payment and charges. So once you click there and you put in your bill of lading, once your charges comes up, it means that your cargo is available. Notwithstanding our client care unit. Go ahead. Sorry, too much, right? Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Your client.
Client services unit. Client services unit is available from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. to also help those persons who want to have a person on the other side of the phone helping them through the process. So those are the numbers I would have given earlier.
All right. We have our YouTubers asking about the door-to-door, why it was cancelled, because they found it helpful.
So, 1 second, a truck is passing the office. All right.
That's
so
fine.
we have had no cancellation of door-to-door. So we started by saying the process at the beginning. So when you ship your goods, especially if that good is a barrel, you put it with a shipping company, which we also call a freight forwarder. That company would have a local partner in Jamaica or their own subsidiary in Jamaica to deal with the unstuffing of the container that your cargo was in. We also have in play the Jamaica Customs to ensure that they inspect that what came in the package was suitable for import to Jamaica, and we also have the other arm of customs that ensures that there was nothing contraband in that. Kingston Wharf is responsible for the handling. We, as a company, have not cancelled door-to-door, so that would be something that you would take up with your freight forwarding company. I know that a lot of companies, because of the amount of cargo, because we have a lot of Jamaicans overseas and we have a lot of people shopping online, so because of the amount of cargo, they had to scale back on some of their operations. So perhaps it's
so essentially you have to ask your freight forwarder for the door-to-door.
Yes,
you can't go get that directly through Kingston Wharves.
No. It's
okay.
What Kingston Wharf offers as an assistance to customers is a clearance within our facility.
Okay.
Yes.
We're losing you there.
Okay.
But the main answer I'm getting for my listeners is that in the next 2 weeks, all December and November, because we have some of our listeners who have things there from November, all those cargoes should be cleared.
Correct. For Kingston Wharf, however, we have completed our November. So as I said before, that there are many companies in the wharf industry. So outside of something being certainly exceptional and outside of the control of Kingston Wharf, we are currently about 2 to 3 weeks behind. So the terminology is stripping a container. We are working on the week before Christmas. So we don't have anything in November. So it might be another company, but certainly our numbers are there and your producers have my direct number. So if there is a worthy case, they can always refer to me directly.
All right, no problem. We are way beyond time. Thank you so much for joining us, Miss Murdoch. And that's where we're going to have to leave it this morning. We're making way now for Cliff Hughes Online. We are outside this morning for the official reopening of the business kiosks and shops here in Border St. Elizabeth.